Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Board Explorer Live. And in today's show, we've got the wonderful Richard Suggett from the Veg Grower Podcast. Hello, Richard.
Hello, Richard. I'm back again.
Back again. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too.
Thanks for joining me. I'm very excited that Richard's here because in today's show, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be cooking again, but hopefully we won't be making the terrible hiccup that we had last time, in as much as having the wrong pan. We've got a better pan, and actually, hang on, we've got an. Oh, where's the other video gone? Oh no, the other video's vanished. Wait, ladies, we've got another camera, but for some reason, the pan cam. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Here we go. Here's the pan cam. Thank you very much. I lost the pan cam, but there it is. So that's the pan. You could see the keyboard there. It's all a bit basic, but that is live. And look over on the left-hand side, sticks of dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. Or maybe not, who knows. So, let's see if there's anybody actually out there watching. Now, that's interesting. Oh, no. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got that same issue that I had once before where I do not know what your comments are because I've just got the information that people have joined. So,
I'll get my phone out. And
there is two options. Either I start again, which would be a bit sad, or we try and get the connection on Richard's phone, which is, again, an awkward thing because we can't see the comments, which is a bit weird. I wonder if there's something I can do here to make the comments appear.
Apparently there's no talking.
No talking?
From Alan Piddington.
Oh, you can't hear us. Can you...
I'll turn the volume up.
Can you hear us at all?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so Richard is not only going to be in charge of the cooking thing, but also what you're saying. So it's going to be an interesting show, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll muddle through and do the best we can. So I don't even need to look at that because all I can tell you is that we've got the lovely Julia, we've got Neil, we've got Anne, we've got Nigel, we've got Elaine, we've got Kevin, we've got Steve, we've got Cynthia, Jennifer, Alan, Terry, Mark, Simon Brown, and Mark with a Q. Lots of people are joining, which is fantastic. But I can't read the comments. But that's not going to mar us one little bit. So apologies for the slight cock up at the beginning, but it's live. It's happening. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube or the Facebook rerun, that's not live. It's dead in the water, but fun nonetheless. At least we hope so.
Well, it's always fun.
So, Richard Suggett, for those that don't know, tell us who you are, what you do. Tell us about your podcast and all of that stuff.
Well, as Richard just said, I'm Richard Suggett. I run a podcast and content creation, I guess you would call it.
Content creator, eh?
All about my journey into growing vegetables in my allotment and back garden.
And you're based, where are you based
I'm
again?
in Littlehampton, which is not a million miles from here, just along the coast.
In jolly old West Sussex, I should say.
Sussex, yeah.
Close to the River Arun?
Very close. Well, I'm on the other side of the town, but
the other
fairly
side,
close.
Yeah, because the River Arun, the estuary pops out into... what do they call it? The channel? The English Channel?
Yeah. It's not quite the same.
Into the seaside. So a seaside vegetable grower.
Yeah.
Does salt, just sorry to cut in there, does salt air affect vegetables?
Yes, it does.
Does it?
If you're close enough to the sea. I'm far enough that it doesn't seem to affect it.
Oh, that's cool.
But of course there's things like sea kale, which grows on the coast, that's used to it.
Yeah, and you can cook with sea kale, can you?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Have you cooked with sea kale?
I probably have at some point. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I remember it being a bit cabbagey, so...
cabbagey?
Yeah. Same family as cabbage. So,
yeah. Oh, right. And I suppose people can just go along and pick it up and grab a bit. It's probably
as long as you don't take the whole plant, the legal side of things, like picking plants in the countryside.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'd forgotten about that.
You can forage a little bit. I mean, I know in Littlehampton we also get marsh samphire, which we can harvest it or
right.
pick small amounts of.
Just saying it, we should do a foraging video. I know Julia, the lovely Julia, mentioned about foraging, and so we should get you along, and we should all go and do a foraging for some food, and then cook it up somewhere.
Yeah, I know one path that I do a lot of foraging down for sloes, apples, plums.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
There's another show there, ladies and gentlemen. Always thinking of another show. So you do a podcast, and just to remind everybody, it's called the Veg Grower Podcast.
Veg Grower Podcast, yeah.
And, of course, you can search on Google for that, or on the iTunes and all of that.
All those.
And you tell us what you do, because you obviously you grow veg, but your podcast is interesting because you run a diary and you tell people about what you're doing. And you have things like quails and all that. So
quails, chickens, yeah. It's basically a blog like you would listen to, and you're searching on the internet for blogs about vegetable growing, gardening, and YouTube as well. There's loads of them.
Yeah,
podcasts there wasn't that many.
Right.
And I just.
How long have you been going?
5 years.
5 years.
Nearly,
so
yeah.
It's a veteran podcaster.
I like to think I know what I'm doing by now.
Yeah. So you go through the seasons then, presumably,
yeah.
and you'll say, now is a good time to plant this, or now is the time to harvest this. Or...
I tend to do what I do. I don't like to tell people what they do, because I've got another guy I'm in contact with who's up in North Yorkshire. If we take daffodils, it's not really strictly vegetables, but daffodils were coming to an end just as his were starting to flower.
Oh, right. So different parts of the country, different season. The seasons are affecting things differently.
Yes.
So, okay. So what are you currently growing at the moment?
Well, everything's growing at the moment. It's the ideal time. I've got a shed full of seedlings, and at the weekend I had some sweet potato slips arrive.
Sweet potato? I love sweet potatoes.
Oh, excellent. Well, if we get those harvested, we'll have some sweet potato.
Sweet. Are they easy to grow, sweet potatoes?
2 years ago, I had 3.5 kilos out of a load I grew down the allotment.
3.5 kilos.
Last year wasn't so good, but that was weather related.
Right. They need a lot of sun.
A lot of sun, a lot of heat, a lot of water.
And are they a native of Britain?
No, they're from South America.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So they do like a lot of sunshine.
Yeah.
We will try and get to your comments, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want to cut you out. Richard's got his phone there. What have we got? Anybody saying anything terribly exciting?
They all look like they're talking about themselves.
Yes, I know. They do that. They do.
Yeah.
I'm sure what goes on is when we're live, they reduce the screen to a tiny little postage stamp and stick it up there and get on and do something else, probably watching Neighbours or something.
Well, Maggie Walters says she didn't recognise me with my clothes on.
Oh. Is that something that we should know about?
Naked Gardening Day.
Yes.
I was there to take a picture.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Did you post it?
Yeah.
I was just saying to you how much I do miss quite a bit. I'm going to have to search that out.
I put it on the picture that Maggie put up about Naked Gardening Day.
Oh, right. I did. Because if I shouldn't say this, but if I've already liked something, there's so many things posting, I often don't get a chance to go back. But I will go back now and find that picture.
Yeah.
So So anyway, you have been in your garden and you've produced something. You've brought in a drink.
I have, yes.
Ooh, I'm very interested to know what this drink is. It's pink drink, ladies and gentlemen. I sometimes sit here with a little bit of pink drink. It's not gin or anything like that. It's just some sort of like Ribena, but not Ribena. It's Morrison's own. But this is not that.
This is not that. This is my homemade, homegrown rhubarb cordial.
Rhubarb cordial. Wow. That sounds great.
I grow a lot of rhubarb. Last week I harvested 3.5 kilos of rhubarb.
Oh, did you?
So I'm trying to find ways of using it up.
3.5 kilos. Because I always think still in pounds and ounces for my sins.
£7.
£7. Blimey.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of rhubarb crumble, a lot of rhubarb pie and custard. What else do you do with rhubarb?
Cordial. I put this recipe up on my website last Thursday, and somebody came back with a recipe for rhubarb sorbet.
Ooh.
So I'm also made that, and that's quite nice.
Wow. Rhubarb sorbet.
Rhubarb chutney.
Rhubarb chutney.
Yeah, rhubarb chutney.
That's quite sharp then, is it? A sharp chutney?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, rhubarb on its own is pretty sharp.
Yes.
Raw and uncooked, because you have to sweeten it quite a bit. So what do you do to make the cordial?
Right, in a pan, a little bit of water, about 1 kilo of rhubarb, chopped up.
Yeah.
A bit of ginger, but this one I used a bit of lemon instead of ginger.
Oh, lemon.
And then just stew it until it all goes soft and mushy. Strain it overnight. Take all the liquid.
In some ladies' tights?
Yeah, ladies' tights. Don't tell my wife.
No, not those fishnets though.
No.
Yeah. Not that I know that your wife wears fishnets or anything like that. Let's not go down that avenue.
And then the next day, boil it up with some sugar so it makes like this syrupy.
Oh, I see. So that when you then mix it with water, it
turns out like that.
It turns out like this. Yes,
that's a bit weak, but
look at that colour, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Look at that. I'm trying not to drop it on my laptop.
Pan cam.
And oh yes, hang on. Go to the pan cam. Here we go.
Very cloudy. It's cloudy pink.
It's cloudy pink. That's all right. So, what do you think of it? I mean, you love it because you made it.
I quite enjoy it. It's another way to use up rhubarb. It's my attitude.
Well, absolutely, and it is very nice actually. It's you do get that. It's not. You think rhubarb's going to be sharp, but it's not sickly sweet either. No. You've obviously got the content of the sugar, right?
Yes.
Or the content, the
ingredients.
Well, I was thinking the amount of sugar per how much you're boiling up, but it's all on your website, so we'll stick a link in the description later on, as soon as you've sent it to me.
Yes.
Well, that's very nice. I do like that.
Well,
that's delicious.
Mark Selwood is saying it's a lovely colour. It reminds him of something.
Oh, yeah.
And Jennifer Stewart says it looks like pink lemonade, which I have to agree.
Yeah, and it's very refreshing. I mean, I was sitting with Mark English. I saw Mark English's name up there. Mark, at the moment, he says he absolutely adores cranberry juice.
Oh, yeah.
And he says in the hot weather it really quenches his thirst. And I'm not a great cranberry fan myself, but I can imagine that the rhubarb, because I suppose it's just different, isn't it? Yeah. It's just different to everything else.
Well, it's a vegetable.
And I suppose that's true. Because normally you think of orange, lime, raspberry, or whatever, a fruit.
Yes.
It's a vegetable. Yeah.
Rhubarb's a vegetable. Tomatoes a fruit.
Mm.
But which one do you pour custard over?
Which one? What? Sorry.
Do you pour custard over?
Not tomatoes. Yeah, that's interesting. Is there any other? Well, carrots. You can have carrot juice. Any other vegetables that you would make into a cordial?
Elderflower. I think I mentioned that last time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, elderflower. Red currant, I suppose. Pretty much.
Red currant. That's a fruit, though, isn't it?
That's a fruit. Yeah.
That's a fruit. I was thinking.
Vegetables.
Yeah.
Beetroot, I suppose, might work.
Beetroot. That'd be interesting.
I think it's...
just try it and see.
Try it and see. That's
fantastic. Well, that's our drink, ladies and gentlemen, which is superb. We've got our pan here, and we're actually going to do some cooking on the show. So what are we actually going to be cooking, Richard? Because Richard, I have to say, Richard has been brilliant. I've just been lazing about today in the sunshine, doing nothing, as you can imagine that I'm like, absolutely doing nothing. I just thought, Richard's coming now, I don't have to bother with anything. It's not quite true, but you have basically organised the lot.
I have, yes. I've got a little supper made up, planned for us, shall we say.
Fantastic.
And it's using some of the stuff I've harvested again today.
So you've been on your allotment harvesting fresh ingredients. So we're going to show you what ingredients they are, because I'm actually fairly ignorant to what's happening, as ever. Thank you. Before anybody says it. So
I'm saying nothing.
Yeah. Let me bung the pan cam on, and then you can offer it up to the camera and tell us what we've got. So.
Right. Now, a key thing at the moment I've got ready.
Asparagus. These are homegrown.
Allotment grown.
Allotment grown, I beg your pardon.
So they will be in tonight's.
Now
dish.
that's a spear. Is that what they call them? A
Spear,
A
yeah.
spear of
Yeah, I got a handful of.
Oh yeah.
Handful of them. Oh, which camera?
That.
Sorry. handful of them to use tonight.
Those. So, and I think, is it true that with, I mean, probably with most veg, it's, the quicker you use it after you cut it, but particularly with things like asparagus, it has very short lifespan.
Very short. It has a very short growing season as well, especially in the UK. Kind of harvest from 23rd of April, which I always remember because it's my birthday. So that's the start of the asparagus season, and by about the end of May, it's probably done with.
Oh right. So what's about 6 weeks?
6 weeks. Yeah, it's a very, very short season.
Oh okay.
Which is why it's so expensive in this country.
Ah yeah, that would explain it.
Yeah.
But tonight it's free. And allotment grown, so that's all good. So we've got asparagus.
Then next,
I think I know what this is. Is it purple sprouting broccoli? Purple sprouting broccoli?
Yes.
Yes. There was a slight. Did you notice that slight hesitation? Or I was trying to think because there was. What's the other purple sprouting something? There's a. The things you have at Christmas. What are they? What are they? You know, the little round small cabbages that you have.
Brussels sprouts.
Yes. Yeah. Can you get purple Brussels sprouts?
You can get purple kalettes, I think. They probably do. Actually, no, I do remember purple Brussels sprouts.
And have you had purple potatoes?
I've tried them. Yes, I've never grown them, but I have tried eating them.
I remember with Harriet, we bought some from a lovely little veg shop, purple, and we couldn't believe it, but they didn't taste any different. But they were just purple. It looked very odd on the plate.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, I don't know quite what the difference was, but they tasted lovely. So yeah. Anyway, so purple sprouting broccoli, asparagus,
mixture of herbs,
herbs and spices. Herbs.
Just herbs. Nothing too different from what I've done.
Parsley and what's the other? I can see parsley.
Parsley. We got parsley. We got a bit of mint.
Oh, bit of mint. Mint's an interesting plant because I heard that there are huge different varieties of mint from chocolate mint.
Yeah.
And I don't know who told. I think I listened to.
Me,
I think you mentioned it. And then you've got your traditional mint, but there's lots of different mints. So and it's very easy to grow, isn't it? Mint.
Yeah. I've got a Belfast sink outside my house that it just grows in and.
Gosh.
I water it, and that's about
it. Sink in Belfast. Blimey, it's a long way to go to get your mint, ladies and gentlemen. So that's fantastic. You've got some herbs. What was the other one? That leaf there? That's not a bay leaf.
Sorrel.
Sorrel that we had last time. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Cool. And then there's a bit of rosemary and a bit of oregano and stuff. Oh, so I'm not doing that very well, am I?
There we go.
Just little bits.
Oh, it's lost it. Never mind. No, I've still got no comments here. Never mind.
Judith Oakley's Lovell veggies. Let me say that again. Lovell veggies, but currently eating chocolate.
Currently eating chocolate. Oh, don't say that. You should have some chocolate mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice with your chocolate.
Mint should go in your drink, Richard Vobes from Alan Piddington.
Mint should what?
Go in your drink.
Oh, mint should go in it. Sorry, I thought you said mint should grow. And I thought, oh, that sounds an interesting drink. It's my hearing, you see. I think with my one eye and my ear, well, I've got nothing wrong with my ear. What am I talking about? Mint should go in the drink. Well, we've got the mint. We haven't got enough mint because we don't know what we're doing.
We probably have if you want to just cut our leaves. I mean, all we're going to do is chop up all the herbs in the oven in the pan with a bit of butter. And then we've got some chicken thighs over there.
Chicken thighs?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know that I've cooked... I'm just thinking on all the shows that I don't think I've cooked meat on the show before, have I? I've cooked vegetarian stuff.
Yeah.
So this will be a first, ladies and gentlemen. We may catch fire, and the number you will need is 999. If you're outside the UK, don't forget the +44, although finding plus on your phone is always difficult. Which is why by the time the fire brigade arrive, the house is burnt down because people have gone, where's the plus sign?
Probably burned our hair off by then as well.
Yeah, that's true. And actually, Richard's looking very, I'm just trying to think of a good descriptive word that doesn't put me into the wrong camp. Oh, camp. There's a word. You're looking very smart with your freshly haircut. Not saying you weren't smart before. JCB keys, please, Julia. Digging that hole.
I wasn't smart before, I'll admit it. I take great pride in my untidiness.
Oh, right. Fair enough. Also, we should just point out, because you're themed today with your lovely T-shirt, which says the Veg Growers Podcast, but you've also got another object with you, which is your cup, which also has... Now, are you selling those?
I plan to in the future. I'm not at the moment, because as we were discussing earlier with dropshipping, the company I use isn't quite there for it to do what I want it to do.
Oh, I see.
But I will pop them up on the website when they're
available.
Ready to go.
Well, as people know, I'm desperately trying to get round to it and organise the merchandise. And I know people are going, when are we having it, Richard? When's that merch? I want my T-shirt, I want my mug, I want my ball cap with your name on it. I don't know that the last item will be available. I may actually start selling shears, so you can actually shave your head off and sell a pair of glasses with it. It's a bit extreme, but you could tattoo glasses on you, and then you too could go out vobing. Everyone's turning off. Where are you going? Come back.
Swim hats.
Swim hats. There we go. Easy. So I noticed you put some butter. Ladies and gentlemen, you may have missed that. He has now put some butter. There it is. A big knob of butter has gone in the pan. So I guess we're going to light the pan, are we?
If that's all right with you.
Yeah, no, of
course.
Just
kind of taking over the show.
The timing, because last time it was a bit of a panic, and I'm liable to just gabble on about any old nonsense. So shall I light the gas?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm lighting... hang on, I'm going to do this way. I've got to think about... See, we don't have a vision mixer here. You can see my arm there. So if I move that out of the way, look at that. And if you need that slightly down, which you might do, because it's quite an aggressive pan, this. I'm trying to find the...
Yeah, we just want to... Just slightly.
A small heat. There we go. It's a small heat, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you can... you saw... I'll show you one more time. There it is. Look, tiny little heat. And already it's beginning to melt. You're melting your knob. Just so you know, we've still only got 631 group members, which I'm very, very thrilled and proud about, but we're trying to get towards the end of the month to have 700. So if you know anybody who would like to join, or if you're watching this on the Bald Explorer page and you're not a member yet of the Bald Explorer Facebook group, or if you're watching on YouTube, get over to Facebook, go onto the Bald Explorer page, and then you'll see where the group is. You'll get just request to join the group, because it's a closed group. I had to think that it's not secret, but it's a closed group. And what happens then is one of the lovely admin will say, yeah, of course you can come in, and you could get to see all the lovely pictures, and you can post stuff, you can chat to people, you can comment, you can put your own recipes up, you can tell us how to run the show, you can send me advice about whether my shirt should be tucked in or tucked out. Anything is possible.
It's tucked out today.
It is. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it is tucked out. Ho ho! And even the bottom button is undone. I don't know quite how that works, but I've taken your advice. I'm a new man. Call me Lenny. Hello, I'm Lenny. Yeah, private joke. Simon Brown, Sharon Brown, and the lovely Julia will get that one, but basically everywhere else. So, sorry, Richard, I'm babbling.
That's all right. I'm just chopping up the herbs.
Chopping up the herbs. Herbidaceous. So, actually, we can see a little bit of herb chopping. Now, if I do that, we might... There we are, look. We can see a bit of herb chopping, ladies and gentlemen. We can operate cameras, and we can vision mix. We can drink pink drink, which is here, and we can see right down into your lap. See how excited you are. So we'll quickly go back to this camera.
Yeah, the pan is a bit rusty, everyone. I'll admit it.
Does the rust, does that affect the flavour?
No. It's iron ore. We eat iron in our diet, so...
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, it's iron or something else. Yeah. It's an old goodie joke. I don't know if anyone remembers the goodies.
Goody gumdrops.
Doesn't really matter. So, so we mix... So what is the dish called? It's just a sort of stir-fry with chicken and...
chicken and asparagus.
Chicken and asparagus.
One pan, and then it's just I was trying to find something in one pan I can do again.
This is the limitation that we have because there's no stove, no oven, no anything else, and of course we want to do it live. We've just got this at the moment. I've only got this one rather archaic, somewhat peculiar. I don't know where I acquired that from. It's been around for a long time.
World War II?
Yeah, probably. It does look like a great big... You could probably put one of those great big urns that the WI would feed the 5,000 with. So that's quite useful. So have we got time to play in a video or while now, or should we leave that a bit later?
Yeah, I mean, all I'm going to do is chop up these herbs, put them in the pan, add the chicken.
Right.
So
well, we want to kind of see a bit of that. Okay. Well, we've got some photos to have a look at. Whilst you're doing that, shall we have look at some of your photos?
Go for it.
Just should mention we haven't had time. I haven't had time. Richard's had plenty of time, but he wasn't here. You see,
My fault.
No. I was trying to not blame you, but I sort of ended up blaming you. To go into the group. I have been in the group, but there's no gallery today. I can play the music, but it won't be of that. So let's have a look at the pictures that the lovely Richard has brought in. And we're going to start, I think, with pictures of your allotment. Now, you may remember it was looking a bit bare before because we were just heading out of that awful winter, weren't we? And it was all a bit bleak. So hang on a minute. Let's see if we can bung in a bit of gallery music. Gallery music. You can't hear it, but we have to do this. Oh, that's enough.
I was practicing that earlier as well.
Were you?
Yeah.
You're mad. Right. So here we go. In the gallery today. This is your allotment, and it's just before that green polytunnel.
Yes. Yeah. It goes up a bit further. I did mow the grass the other day, but it's grown very rapidly at the moment.
Gosh. Okay.
So. I say most trimmed more.
I was going to say how you get a lawnmower in there because it's probably quite tight, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's see what other things you've got in your allotment. And here we go. What's this?
This is my Bramley apple tree, which is in flower.
A Bramley apple tree. Yeah. Wow. So are you allowed to grow trees on the allotment?
Yeah, they're just not allowed to be over certain heights. I mean, right. Every allotment site has different rules. So the rule on mine is trees can only be, I think 2 metres is the highest, which is...
Oh, I see. So not 50, 60 feet.
No. Unless they were there previously.
Oh, right.
So...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's interesting. So how... Let's just go back to your Bramley apple tree. How... when will it... I'm trying to phrase the question. When will it bear fruit? Is it one of those it takes a couple of years before it's ready?
Well, that'll be ready this year. I planted it, not last year, the year before.
Oh, okay.
Last year it didn't flower, didn't get any fruit. This year it's flowered, so there's a good chance I'm going to get fruit September, October time, I'd imagine.
And it's how tall is that?
It's about the same height as me at the top, so 6
is it?
foot.
Oh, yeah. Right, okay, because in the picture there, it looks it's hard to see how big it is.
I'm trying to grow it as kind of a hedging down that side, along with many other fruit trees.
Oh, that's a good idea. So, what kind of bumper crop will you get from that?
Bramley apples.
Yeah, no, but I mean quantity-wise.
It depends. Possibly 3-4 cooking apples this year. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So, have you done that before?
Yes, I've grown him on my old allotment. It was over Brighton.
Oh, yeah. We've been doing it for 5 years, ladies and gentlemen, and presumably before all the podcasts.
I've worked out I was growing vegetables since I was 10 years old. So, 15 years.
He is an expert, ladies and gentlemen. What Richard Suggett doesn't know about growing things on the veg could be written on a tiny little piece of sellotape.
I wouldn't say I know everything. There's always something to learn.
Well, that's the beauty of all this sort of stuff. Let's have a look. How's that doing? Is that all right?
I'm just going to throw in the herbs.
Oh, wait.
Sorry.
Pan cam coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Just quickly adjust the pan cam. There we go. And in go the herbs, as they say in America.
There we go.
Look at that. The practised hand, ladies and gentlemen. Did you notice that? Not one drop of spillage. And I don't know if you can hear the sizzle. But I can smell the butter.
Just going to turn that heat down a little.
Yeah, I'm just, yeah, that's it. You're going in the right direction. It's quite a tricky old thing.
Yeah. I'll pull it out now.
It's either, you know, on too high, or it's not on at all. Those army troops.
Dan Thompson is asking if you have to watch cross-pollination. I don't worry about it because it's out in the open, and if it cross-pollinates, it cross-pollinates. But
so what does that mean? It cross-pollinates with another apple tree?
Yeah. Oh God!
You set fire to the studio.
Let's talk about 999.
Plus 44 if you're outside the UK.
Yeah. Let's say you've got a brownie apple tree and another type of apple tree, say Golden Delicious, for example.
Oh, I see.
The flowers from those are obviously two different
Yes.
ones, and they could produce an apple that's
Golden
one
Bramley.
Or, one or the other. Yeah, or Golden Bramley.
Bramley Delicious. That sounds quite nice.
Yeah. I tend not to worry about that sort of
No.
thing because for hundreds of years things have cross-pollinated.
Yes, yeah. It's sort of GM, but without the human interaction.
Well, that is really what GM is, isn't it? It's cross-pollination, just we do it in a lab.
Wow,
Go the wrong way.
It's very temperamental, that.
There, we're back.
There we go.
Just in time.
That's actually still quite high. Hang on.
Yeah.
Ouch. I've got a practiced arm here. I'm the sort of bloke. That's about as low as it will go. Okay. I'm the sort of bloke who... I've got a little space heater, which technically you're not supposed to use on the inside of your house because you need to have a draft because it uses propane. But and it has one bar, so it's a set amount of gas that should come out.
Yeah.
You can't turn it down.
Yeah.
But I'm the sort of bloke that with the top of the gas cylinder will just get, as it sort of almost goes off, it does retain a little bit. It slowly works its way off, but so, you know, I squeeze the last bit of gas out of everything. Well, not out of everything. I won't be squeezing it out of you, Richard.
There's probably plenty to come out.
Well, this is a small enclosed room, Richard, and I have no clothes pegs. So
I'm going to stick the chicken in quickly.
Chicken time now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Back to pan cam. Oh, they're nice bits of chicken.
Yeah, thighs.
Which
I actually prefer over breast because I think they're a bit more tastier.
Yeah, I like a nice pair of thighs, actually. On a chicken, I should say. So that will... And that's not one of yours, is it?
No.
No,
That's the only thing, well, apart from the butter, the only thing I haven't prepared.
Right. I just suddenly thought, poor old chicken has had his head screwed off or chopped off or whatever.
That's right, yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be a nice slow cook.
Yeah, I might turn the heat up in a bit, but we'll see.
So, at the end, of course, I didn't bring salt and black pepper, but I know where it is.
Right,
Do you not have?
I'm going to have to wash my hands anyway. I just realised.
All right. Oh, there we go. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We've got some more pictures, but we'll look at those in a minute. Whilst that's doing that, we've got a Vobing report to play in. So this is Kevin Hall, who has been out. Well, I'll let him tell you where he is, but he's been out. And he did send me all the files. Now, Kevin, if you're watching, because I can't see who's there now, but I'll assume that you're watching, or you're watching at some point. You sent me the files, and this is one thing I need to say about the Vobing reports. If you're able to rename the files, particularly if you want me to edit them together, it would be useful if you could name them and number them so that they're in order, because sometimes the numbers don't necessarily seem to correlate. So I think I've put this in the right order. It does make sense, I think. But if it is in the wrong order, then Kevin, I do humbly apologise. But yeah, so in future, if it's possible, just to rename the MP4s or whatever it is that you send in, 1, 2, 3, 4, then that would be great. Anyway, so let us have a look at your video, and we'll be back in a mo to show you how the cooking's progressing. Take it away, Kevin.
Hi Richard, this is Kevin doing a bit of Vobing reporting from Ladybower Reservoir in the Peak District. We've had torrential rain, hailstorms, really strong winds, but now we've got sunshine. But what I will do is I'm going to do another bit of videoing straight after this bit, and show you what we've got coming in our direction, and then I can show you Ladybar Reservoir in the Hope Valley in the Peak District. As you can see, we've got some beautiful sheep and lambs, and as I swing round you'll see the difference in the weather that we've got. That is coming towards us. That is a bit worrying because we've had so much torrential rain and hailstorms and torrential wind. But what I'll do is I'll just carry on walking up here. What this is part of is the Hope Valley. We've walked the other side of the reservoir. I'm up here with my cousin Sue. The wind's getting up now and the rain's coming, so I won't be videoing for too much longer. But the reservoir here, going back down towards my left, it was used for, I believe, part of the testing for the bouncing bomb. They used the Derwent Dam as part of the target. So I believe what they would have done is they would have come down through the valley there, as you can see, and swing down through here, away into the distance, and then further round there's the Derwent Dam. So we think that's what they used to do. I've just walked down slightly so I can pan round so you can see that. That is an amazing structure. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk up from there, up this path, to, and I haven't been past here yet, so I did get up as far as that structure there, which is the end parapet wall, I suppose you would call it, of the Derwent Dam. So as I go up, I'll pan round a little bit, although you don't like panning, Richard, or don't like it too much. But those are the steps we'll be going down shortly. But that is one of the towers at Derwent Dam. So as we come round here, Sue, my cousin, has disappeared up into the distance. So that's looking through these wrought iron gates. And then as I come round here, that is Derwent Reservoir, which is the one, I believe, they used for the Dam Busters film. Here it is, Richard. I don't know whether you can make this out or not very well. I've got sun glaring down from it now and rain. But what this is, it's the story of the village that is beneath the reservoir out there, and it's you know, gives you an idea of what the village looked like. I don't know if this is going to come out very well. That's part of it, and that again, you may be able to make out some of the writing. But I believe I've heard in the past that when there's been major droughts on, the water level drops and you can see part of the village of Derwent coming into view again as the water level goes. So a little bit of interesting history there of the Ladybar Reservoir. Okay, I'll catch you later. Bye.
So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic. If you need to go and test out the bouncing bomb, that's the place to do it. We're not doing any bombing today, are we?
No.
But you have been bombing through the chopping up because you've been getting the asparagus
ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if we can find the. Let's see how the pan cam is doing. You flipped the chicken over during that little break.
Couple of times now.
A couple of times. It is sizzling nicely. I don't know if you can hear. Can you hear the sizzling, ladies and gentlemen? You should be able to. There's a microphone right next to it. Let's see how that wire's doing. Oh, that's all right. Yeah. It's not melting.
Yeah.
We haven't caught fire. So what's next in our little?
Next, I'm going to give it a little bit longer before I throw the asparagus in.
Right. Does that go? That cooks quite quickly. You don't need to.
And I just want it to get a bit of the buttery and the herby taste.
Right.
as opposed to that.
Fantastic.
Now, one of my favourite things to do with chicken is a parmo, which is quite common up north.
A parmo?
Parmo.
What does that mean?
It's kind of a northern takeaway thing, a bit like kebabs.
Right.
It's like a chicken in bechamel sauce and
Okay.
what have you.
What's sliced thinly or?
Whole chicken breast.
Oh, the whole chicken breast.
Yeah, in breadcrumbs. It's very nice. Got friends up north, and when I've gone up there and seen them, they've taken us out for a parmo.
A barmaid.
Parmo.
Oh, parmo.
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 Yeah.
Where's that come from then? It's just a
It sounds Italian.
Well, I was thinking of like Parmesan cheese and that sort of stuff.
Probably find out it's octopus or something.
Oh. Well, if anyone knows, there's always somebody there on Wikipedia ready to add in. That would be fantastic. In the meantime, I'm going to have a bit more of the old pink drink, the rhubarb. So I hope you're enjoying the cooking, which is a lovely element. What you're not getting, of course, it's not smelly vision, this. So we're getting a lovely buttery, herby, chickeny smell in here. You said to me just as we've started the video that you just saw that the chicken is a bit smelly because it's fresh. So
yeah.
How fresh is it?
Well, it came from a butcher's today. So
oh, right.
Pretty,
so it's not from a supermarket
no.
where it's been sat in a freezer and all of that. Oh,
yeah.
wow. Chicken is one of those... I'm always dubious with meat because I'm somebody who likes to cremate everything.
I found that out.
I don't... because I came to your barbecue and I said, do you mind if it's cooked very well? And now, I always gave my children very well cooked meat. And I think all of them now like it sort of medium rare. So I haven't ruined their taste buds, but I think they just thought, don't like Dad's cooking very much. But chicken, you have to be very careful that you do cook it all the way through.
All the way through, yeah. Humans have lost the ability to eat it raw.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
So we used to eat it, I suppose, as when we were cavemen.
Yeah.
And that's because of, what, the salmonella potential or food poisoning? Or?
Salmonella is the main one, which you can get from chickens, but you don't get from quail.
Oh, right. So you can eat a quail raw?
I think you're still meant to cook it.
Right.
I mean, you can eat anything raw. It's whether or not it does you any good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We caught you then.
But you can get salmonella from eggs.
Right.
From chicken eggs.
See.
But with quail eggs, you're less likely to get salmonella. Or you can't get salmonella because their body temperature is higher.
Oh.
So salmonella doesn't...
Quails like the sun, don't they?
They do, yes.
It's funny you should say that because it just so happens we have a little clip of... just explain before we show it what this little quail is doing. Just before I show him.
It's having a dust bath, as they call it.
A dust bath. Now, it's only a 20-second clip, which is why I haven't sort of bunged it on yet. But it's your quail.
My quail.
You've moved him from the potting shed...
to outside the potting shed into a larger cage because I wasn't happy with the size of the one before.
So how many quails are in there?
There's 4.
There's 4. So here we are. This is the lovely little quail having a sun bath.
Dust bath.
Dust bath, ladies and gentlemen. There he goes. How about that? That is amazing. What is that? What are they lying in?
Sand.
Oh, it's sand. Oh, okay. Yeah. And now that's there we go.
He's gone.
That's it. It was only 20 seconds. I'll see if I can play that again just so that you get another chance to have a look at it. Here we go. I don't know if I can actually make that any bigger. I did try earlier. And
it was done on my phone, I'm afraid. So
there we go. Look at that. Marvellous. Marvellous. And they love doing that sort of dust bath in the sunshine. And
so they keep themselves clean, really. A bit like a pig does in mud.
Yeah, because they can't really get their hand under their arms and wash with water in the way... Or they don't have tongues in the way that cats and dogs lick themselves.
They don't have arms or...
and they don't have arms. That's a good point, of course. Yes. Funny, I hadn't noticed the anatomy of a quail quite so vividly as you had, but I should have known better.
Tisk tisk.
Tisk tisk. You're cupping your asparagus.
Yes, I think I'm going to put the asparagus in now.
Right, let's get the old pan cam back up. Here we go. Here's the pan cam. Asparagus going in.
Which is what we really here to eat, isn't it? The asparagus.
The asparagus, yeah.
And I'm going to put in the purple sprouting broccoli as well.
Oh yes, I forgot about the purple sprouting broccoli.
Put that in there.
Look at that.
Probably should have cut it up a bit smaller, but hey ho.
Hey ho. It's
Hey
always
ho.
rough and ready on
It's
this.
dinosaur size.
Oh right. Well, I see what you mean. Yeah, I don't. I eat chunky vegetables quite most of the time. You see some people who cut their carrots into very tiny little cubes and that sort of thing. But maybe it's just because I'm a bloke. I don't know. Are you somebody who sort of finesses your veggies?
No.
Because ultimately it goes down the same way, doesn't it?
Well, I did do a little bit of training as a chef when I was younger.
Oh right, it's all coming out now.
And I was at a juncture point and I wanted to go one way. It wasn't going that way. I got offered this, so I started training. But I soon realised that I was told, one of the first things I was told in training is that you eat with your eyes. Well, in your case, with your eye.
With your eye, yeah, singular. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You only get one portion, you see. You've got two portions if you've got two eyes.
And I quickly realised that I'm not a neat and tidy person, so
I see.
trying to make things look good.
So that explains why these master chefs and all these cooking shows are so popular, because they make the dish look so sumptuous and interesting, but you get so little on the plate at the end of it. You know, half a piece of corned beef and a radish. Well, they probably wouldn't serve up corned beef, would they? That wouldn't. But you know what I mean. They get this funny little thing, but they make it sort of a piece of art. And then I suppose you're tasting that and going, "Oh, it's very nice," just not very filling.
Well, how many times do you go to a restaurant and say, "Oh, that looks good," as opposed to "It tastes good"?
Yeah, that's true. It always looks good on the menu, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And especially if it's well, if the dish is printed on the menu, it's probably not a very good restaurant, is it? It's a cheap, you know, it's like a burger place. They show you what it's like. We go, yeah, we know what a burger looks like. Yet you go to a restaurant, very few restaurants actually have it printed, you know, the picture of it, because they use all that descriptive text that tells you it's ham, egg and chips was once described. Ham, something free range venison with something about the potatoes that had been diced in a certain way, and these wonderful petit pois. And I read all this rubbish and I said, so what's that then? Ham, egg and chips, is it? It's like you could have put ham, egg and chips and just dropped a naught off the end of the bill.
Escargot sounds exotic, doesn't it?
Well, it does. Snails.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give that one a miss.
I've eaten them.
Do you like snails?
I wouldn't say I like them, but I've eaten them.
You have eaten them?
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
frog's legs?
Yes, I've eaten frog's legs. They taste just like chicken legs.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I once had to make a video for somebody. They supplied the content. I should just say that straight away. They supplied the content, which was it was something they wanted to. It was going to be called Shock TV, and it was the most shocking things that you could do. And one of the things, they'd gone to somewhere like Peru, and they were a street vendor was taking. People went up and said, "Oh, I'll have." It was a drink. It was like a blended drink, but he was taking frogs. He would rip the skin off the frog live. Ooh. So he just cut with a thing. Oh, no, he pulled it off. He just pulled the skin off a living frog, plopped it into a blender, blended this thing up, added some other bits and pieces, and people took it away and drank it. It was absolutely disgusting. I didn't film it. As I say, the material was sent to me and I just linked it. I had to do a little link. It was for a pilot called Shock TV. Never went anywhere, and I'm not surprised. It was pretty grim. So
I think we're about there.
I was going to say, the plates have arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Now I hope you're feeling peckish, because you'll have to go in the kitchen and sort your own out after this.
You have to watch us eat.
Yeah. So this looks really nice. I'm very excited. I have brought some salt and some pepper. Classy salt cellar there.
So I've dropped that on the table.
From Morrison's.
I'll have that bit.
Oh yes, because this is a very, very grubby table. This, when I'm feeding the 5,000, you know, a lot gets dropped on here. Oh, that looks delicious. This is so nice. Could all future guests come and cook me a meal on the show? I'm going to change changed the name of the show to the Starving Explorer. And every time a guest comes in and cooks their favourite meal, the only thing is we've only got the one stove. Do you want me to turn that off, by the way?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Save a bit of gas, you know.
Need more gas for next time.
Yeah, that's it. There we go. Marvellous. Well, this looks really good. Have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen, as I put it under the...
I will say my presentation skills are not the best.
Oh, I don't know. We just need that voiceover woman from MasterChef that says something like, Richard has cooked a thigh of chicken with butter and whatever. I can't think what she says now. But they always make it sound so sexy, don't they? Oh, lovely. So it's good grace, I guess, not to put the seasoning on straight away.
I never season. Oh, I only season if I need it. But
oh, do you?
I very rarely add salt to anything.
Oh, right. I add black pepper to everything. Even porridge. So we're going in for the kill now, ladies and gentlemen. Although, actually, I'm hoping the bird is already dead. So this looks very nice.
Can't even get the asparagus. It's so tender. There.
Ooh. This is great. This is really delicious. And that was a bit of chicken.
The asparagus is very tender.
Very tender. And very hot. Oh, yeah. And that's what do you call that when you haven't quite cooked it?
Al dente.
Al dente. At the dentist is an easy way to remember that.
Not again, please.
But, oh no, yes, because you recently had to have a crown or a
tooth removed.
Tooth removed, oh yes, and you were in pain. So I haven't had purple sprouting broccoli for a long time.
Yep, you're going to watch us eat now, Mark.
What did Mark say?
So we all watch them eat now.
Watch the meat.
Eat.
Oh yes. Yeah. So sorry. Whilst we're doing the eating, let's show you the rest of the photos. If I can find them. So we looked at your little plant, your Bramley tree. I beg your pardon, little plant. How rude! How rude! What are we looking at there? That's not a Bramley plant, is it?
No, that's my little apple tree, otherwise known as a family tree.
A family tree?
Yes.
Okay, and what sort of apples come off of that?
A family is a variety.
That's a variety.
Yeah.
Eating apples?
Eating apples. It's a dwarf variety, so it doesn't get very big.
Like little miniature things.
Little miniature thing. That is probably.
Are they like hard as bullets? You know, because small. All small things are hard.
The apples can't grow full size. It's just the tree itself.
Small. Sorry, I thought you meant the fruit was small.
No,
right. Oh, no. Okay. Gosh, and that can it can hold on to those full. How big is that then?
That's about 4 foot.
Yeah. Okay. Foot. Yeah. It kind of looks about 4 foot.
It's not particularly big. I did have it in a pot, and it was quite happy in a pot.
So you can. That's interesting. You can grow apple trees in a pot.
Yep.
And they're quite happy to do that.
If you get the right variety, you want to go for the right rootstock.
Oh, okay, rootstock.
So yeah.
Oh, well, there we go. So that's that. Let's have a look. Oh, now, hang on a minute. That I can recognise. That's not cabbage. That looks like rhubarb.
It is.
It's the rhubarb. And some of that, is that some of the rhubarb, the stock of rhubarb that you cooked made up the cordial today?
Yep. So the cordial and various other things I've made out of all that rhubarb. That was how it looked today.
Oh, was it? Yeah, it looks abundant, doesn't it?
And I've got a lot more to come out of it later on.
Wow.
This week. I mean, as I said earlier, 3.5 kilos of rhubarb I harvested last week. I've got probably about 10 rhubarb plants because I've inherited so many.
10?
10. A lot of rhubarb to get through.
And actually, it's kind of a smallish area, isn't it?
Yes.
And it utilises the ground. And from my knowledge, when I was a kid, we had rhubarb just growing, and it can easily spread and get out of control.
Yes. Yeah.
So you do have to be careful with it.
Yeah. I mean, if it spreads and gets out of control, I see that as a good thing because it's more food.
Well, yes. But it can't. Can it get in with, say, other plants and over, if you're not keeping an eye on it, and then dwarf and kill off the other plants because they're not getting the light because of all the leaves?
Yeah, I mean, it could block out the light if I let it get too big.
Right.
But that'll take a long time, I suppose. But
okay.
With how I've set my allotment.
What's your favourite thing to grow? If you know, what's the thing that gets you the most excited?
That's a very difficult question because it changes throughout the year. So
I know it'll be a difficult one.
Yeah, strawberries come into season. I'd say strawberries. Asparagus is in season at the moment, so that's my favourite thing.
What's the most challenging then?
Challenging? Ooh.
That you would like to go, I wish I could do that, only every time I do it, it doesn't work.
Probably...
That's Foxton, isn't it?
Yeah.
That got him quiet for a minute.
Butternut squashes, I've struggled with those in the past.
Butternut squashes.
But last year I did manage to grow one. It was very, very small, about that big.
Oh, a wee one.
A wee one. So I am improving on that.
And are they gourds?
They're
gourd
squash.
Squash.
So yeah, they are gourd.
Gourd.
Yeah,
gourd. Oh my god. Right, let's have a look and see what else you've got been growing. So what is that?
That is the broad beans, the overwintered broad beans that are just coming into flower. So
broad beans.
Yeah.
I always imagine a broad bean plant being like runner beans, having to be very tall.
They do get quite tall because they're overwintered. They've not got a huge amount of growth on them. And
I see. And then they suddenly shoot up, do they?
The ones that are going to go in the ground soon will get quite, probably a couple of feet tall, I suppose.
And what sort of I know the fruit, but do you get a lot of broad beans from them?
I get enough. The trouble is my wife doesn't like broad beans.
Oh, does she not? Oh,
no.
I love broad beans.
I do as well. So
it's such a individual flavour from broad beans.
Yeah.
You know, peas. I love peas. But broad beans, you know, when sometimes I'm in Morrison's and I'm shouldn't say that to somebody who grows his own stuff, but you know, you're looking down at the frozen stuff and you go, oh yeah, fancy some peas, and then my eye catches the broad beans, and you just go, oh no, broad beans time.
Yeah,
lovely. And they go with all sorts of things.
They do, yeah. I quite like them, and they're tasty little
nuggets of joy.
Yeah,
that's what they are, ladies and gentlemen. Nuggets of joy. We are nearly out of time.
Sorry, I'm not ignoring everyone. It's just difficult to
eat, talk, and see the comments.
What has anyone said?
See what other comments there are.
Maggie says when she had her veg plot, her favourite was butternut squash and asparagus.
Oh right, okay.
Runner beans for Pam.
Runner beans.
Dean's asked if I force it in early spring. No, I don't.
Force what?
Rhubarb.
Oh, rhubarb. Can you force plants? And you just sort of pretend to them that it's the right season, but it's not.
What you do is you pot a bucket or a terracotta forcer, as the traditional thing to do it, over the rhubarb early spring, and it'll make the rhubarb grow long, thin, pink stems instead of these sort of things.
Ah, yeah.
And they're different flavour, but I've not done it, but I might do it next year.
When I was a kid, ladies and gentlemen, if I just reach over here for a second, we used to get some of this. Now I know it looks like cocaine or flour, but it's not. It's sugar. It's that killer thing that we're all told we mustn't eat. But when I was a kid, back in the 70s, used to get some sugar, and Richard's very kindly brought in a great stick of rhubarb. Here we are. And as kids, we used to... Oh, it's not so sticky. Used to lick it. There we are. We used to do that. You lick the end like this. Oh yes, that brings back the memories. God, blimey. And actually, not as sharp as I thought. I think my taste buds have mellowed out over the years because they used to be. Oh gosh. But we used to sit there, my sister and I, and eat these. Or a hot summer's day, or what season do they come out? Spring. On a hot spring day.
Well, they'll go through summer as well.
And oh yeah, because there was all that stringy business. That was the fun bit. So this is like my pudding. So Richard's come in, he's cooked chicken and all the other goodies. I've gobbled mine down, and now I've got some pudding. But wait.
There's more.
He's reaching in. We may be a little bit over time, ladies and gentlemen. Hope that's all right. If you were watching Poirot at 9 o'clock...
Sorry.
The butler did it.
Yeah. It's always the butler.
Yeah, it saves you watching it. So,
remember earlier when I said my presentation wasn't brilliant?
Oh,
remember that for these?
yes.
At the weekend, normally my wife does the baking, but she insisted that I done it this time.
Good for her.
I've made some rhubarb streusel muffins.
Say that again.
Rhubarb streusel muffins.
Rhubarb streusel muffins.
Yes.
Wow, rhubarb in muffins. I mean, we all know chocolate muffins and strawberry muffins, but rhubarb. Is this a new thing, or have you done it before?
It's the first time I've tried it because I've never had so much rhubarb to use up. So, and as I say, I've tried to find different things to use it for. So
that rhubarb that I've just been eating, I said it was stringy. It's all got stuck into my teeth now, all over the place. You have to get a good old, strong, sturdy toothbrush into that one.
I should say you're not allergic to nuts or anything, are you?
No. I've sat next to many a nut on this show. I can tell you.
Sat next to one now.
So yes. Oh, so this is our real pudding. Rhubarb strudel. Streusel. Where's the streusel come from?
I think it's to do with the nuts that go into it.
Oh right. So here we go. A muffin. Yeah. With rhubarb.
It's meant to be a muffin.
There we are. Look,
a bit flat.
I'm sure it's very nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were going to do one more thing, but we'll save that, shall we, for another time?
Next time.
We were going to show you. Richard does this amazing thing of smoking cheese. I'll just let you think about that for a moment. He probably smokes other things when we're not looking, but he does this amazing thing. So it's an excuse to get Richard back. And we will perhaps look at a whole... Maybe we'll set up a bit of a video and show how it works and then bring it in and taste them on the show. Yeah, something to think about. And the other thing Richard has suggested, which I'm really looking forward to, is a live show from his allotment.
Yep.
So we'll think of something, because we can bring the cooker and cook something up in the open.
Oh, I'll get the barbecue going.
Or even better. There we go. Save a bit of gas, you see. So let's try the rhubarb streusel. Muffin. Oh. You know, because we've just eaten some rhubarb, I can't tell if there's rhubarb in this, but it's very nice.
There's chunks of rhubarb.
Oh, chunks of rhubarb. Let's find a chunk. I like it.
Unless you've got the one that hasn't got any rhubarb.
I've got the rhubarb-free rhubarb. But that's okay. No, I'm sure there's a bit of
there's a bit in there, I can see it.
Oh, here we go. Delicious. I've never... Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full, ladies and gentlemen. Never thought about rhubarb in a muffin. Which again begs the question, what other vegetables can you put in a muffin?
Well, Maggie has suggested courgette to her brownies, but courgette cake as well.
Courgette, carrot cake, of course you have.
Mark Selwood has mentioned about rhubarb coming out the ears.
Yeah, we're going to have rhubarb coming out of our ears and other ends, but we won't demonstrate that, thank you.
Cakes, I've used rhubarb in cakes, rhubarb crumble cake.
Oh yeah, rhubarb, of course, rhubarb and crumble. I love rhubarb and crumble or rhubarb pie and custard. I just think it's a real old English dish. Is rhubarb native to England, or is it...
No, it's China, on the Serbia border it originates from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I never knew that.
Yeah, it's only... They struggled to get it to come to this country. It didn't seem to grow well until, I think it was 16th century.
Good heavens.
But before then, it was known for its medicinal purposes and called acacia root or something like that.
Oh, right. What did it cure? Did it cure baldness or blindness or just sheer stupidity? Because I could do with a cure and all. I need a cure all for that.
I don't think anything will do that.
No. Well, you're lumbered with me the way I am. Oh, dear.
And we wouldn't have it any other way.
Ah. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, we have overrun. I'm not quite sure what the time is. It's 4 minutes over, so I do apologise for that. But do check out Richard Suggett's podcast, the Veg Grower Podcast. Put that into Google and you're bound to find it, or Apple iTunes, or one of those things. Because if you can find his website, you'll also find the videos that you put up.
Yeah, my website is built as the hub of everything, and everything spokes out from there. But everything goes onto my website that I do, including this show.
And I mean, you're like me. You're quite prolific, aren't you? You know, it's not like you just do a podcast once a month and that's it. Sod everybody else and put your feet up and wait for the money to roll. And you work very hard on your podcast.
Money doesn't come in. I'll put it like that. No, every Monday there's a podcast. A Tuesday a video. A Wednesday I'll have a word of the week. Thursday and Friday I'll try and do either a recipe or something, but they're a bit difficult to get around. Saturday I have off most of the time.
And he works as well for a living.
Sunday I'll put what I've harvested for the week, and then in the early of each month I've spent the previous month up as well.
Do any people local listen to your show?
I don't know.
Because you could make little goodie bags up, couldn't you?
Yeah.
If you've got too much rhubarb, you know, and you live in Littlehampton, you should get in touch with him, and for a small fee, or even a big fee, you can have rhubarb handled and grown by Richard Suggett his very self, you know, and that would be lovely. And in the future, you'll be able to get a mug. And if we need Martin Snow to make a vase, one of his plastic vases, and then you can put your sprigs of rhubarb into that. Anyway, we will put the link to the recipe, won't we? Or whatever
I'll send that
it was.
over to you.
Yeah. In due course. It won't happen immediately. I often need a bit of a nudge. Just very quickly, what was this?
That's my strawberry plant in flower.
Strawberry plant, which looks very nice. So how long will that take before it's into strawberries?
A couple of weeks, not long.
Couple of weeks. We saw those, did we
Yeah.
not? Yeah. And here is a bit of nature photography that Richard took a little earlier. What animal is hiding in there?
There is a robin just at the back. One of the 3 that live in my garden.
Ah, how lovely.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a bit difficult to get him. He was there. I grabbed my camera and was trying to catch it. I didn't have the right lens on or anything, but...
Not to worry. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the show. Sorry we've overrun, but it's been great fun. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me again.
Cooking all of this. And, of course, part of the agreement is that Richard will now wash up, clean up, put everything away, which is marvellous because, obviously, I'm going to go and recline now and have a snooze. And maybe carry on eating some of my lovely... Oh, I've lost the sugar. Some of my lovely rhubarb. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's so busy in here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's come to that moment where...
When you hear this music...
It means that, yes, we've got to clear up and pack up. But thank you again for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. I have another guest tomorrow. The lovely Julia is back, and I wonder what she's going to rustle up for me. Hopefully something exciting. Anyway, until then, thanks again. Thanks to Richard. Thanks for joining. Sorry about the comments. Sorry about the lack of the group pictures, but we've managed to get through. And don't forget the lovely piece of thigh. Chicken thighs. Not chicken's eyes. Thighs. No,
thighs. Thighs.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Right, where's that end caption? Oh, there it is. There it is.